Hello and welcome. I am going to be doing a reading on the full moon, supermoon in Aquarius. This moon inspired me, kind of brought me up out of I had been feeling like I never fully woke up today, sort of in this weird hazy fog, not bad, not good, just hazy, lazy, foggy brain type of energy. And obviously I'm not in my normal location at my home. I'm dog sitting for my sister, so I am just down the road from my house. But traveling between my house and here, I was able to see the moon coming up, and it is gigantic because we only have a few super moons. It's when the moon is closest to the earth, so we really are feeling this gravitational pull. And as I'm doing this reading, the sun is setting behind the trees, and so the energy really just sort of lifted me up. And although Mercury, I'm not even gonna go into all of the astrology because honestly, my logical thinking brain does not want to fully turn on. And I feel like that is definitely part of the energy that we are all experiencing right now. But I will say that this full moon energy is definitely asking us, it's assisting us. We've had, okay, let me back up a little bit. Venus in retrograde has been so far quite intense, and rightfully so, as well as the moon's lunar nodes shifting into Libra and Aries. We've been really reviewing a lot of our patterns and belief systems and thoughts, especially when it comes to our relationships. And this full moon in Aquarius is asking us, a lot of people are going to be coming out of a more hypnotic sort of state when it comes to being in certain relationships and waking up to their own personal truth as to maybe codependency patterns, people-pleasing patterns, abusive situations even for some. It's almost like realizing this is not healthy for me, this is not good for me. As well as others, some people may be having people from your past returning, coming back to resolve. Here's the point. We are trying to usher ourselves into more Aquarian energy and more of our future flow. And we've got a lot of things to wrap up in old cycles. We have a lot of unresolved situations, maybe communications that still need to be had. And so without going too much further into it, I was just really called to get the cards out. I did bring a few decks with me. Get the cards out and do a reading for us all. So we're going to start off this full moon reading with Moonology, and we'll go from there. So I've already cleared my space. Calling in the tribe. And see what comes through for all of us. The collective reading for all of us. You may also be re-experiencing or experiencing certain symptoms, physical symptoms, phantom symptoms even. I know I've been having those a lot, that are linked to situations in the past, energy in the past that you may want to clear. For me personally, some childbirth trauma. Myself, as a mother giving birth, I'm having certain aches and pains and weird things in certain places from old injuries. There's definitely a lot of parent-child wounds that are coming up to be resolved. So those are definitely in the works. You may be seeing a lot of number sequences as well. I've been getting a lot of reports of that, and I've been having the same. I did post on my Facebook, and if you're not following me on Facebook, the link is below in the description box. I do post from time to time something that it's impulsive, channeled usually, meaning just like I get these intuitive hits on what to share regarding the energy of the day. So a lot of breakthroughs, a lot of awakenings are happening at this time. As well as a lot of solar activity. Again, the sun has been, we do have another CME, coronal mass ejection, that is headed towards Earth. And that also affects us physically and emotionally and mentally. For myself, my skin is usually a gauge. I get this irritation around my lips, sometimes around my eyes, but this time it's my lips. It's almost as if my lips have been sunburned, and I have not been out in the sun at all. It just happens, and this has been happening all year for me. Okay. Just going through some of the symptoms, signs and symptoms of ascension, meaning like we are being bombarded with more and more higher vibrational frequency, energy. And so our physical bodies are trying to catch up, and our emotional body and our energetic bodies are trying to adjust. And so it can be a little growing pains. Let's just call it growing pains. And I got one on my foot just now. So you may have like weird tingles or shocks that happen through the body from time to time. Okay, we have a time to give rather than take. Intuitively, I'm going to read these cards. I was going to read from the book, but I'm being guided to give a message regarding this card here. A time to give rather than take. So we are releasing, letting go of grudges, of, there are, within relationships, there are times where we either don't say nice things to each other or don't treat each other so nicely, and that's because we are wounded ourselves. Hurt people. But as we are evolving, as we are growing, as we are ascending, we are coming into our own, owning our own emotions and feelings, and understanding that others have their own path as well, and that we are here to help each other break free from these old patterns and habits and ways of interacting with each other. And so for many of us, once we get to a stage where we're realizing we're all really just walking each other home at the end, when it's all said and done. So letting go of any resentment, any hurts, or even, I hope that nobody's doing this, but even energetically wishing someone, wishing that someone was feeling the pain that they inflicted on you. We need to take that energy back. It is time to give energetically. If you're not feeling comfortable giving physically, meaning giving love or just compassion and empathy. We will read this from the book as well. New moon in Virgo. I typically don't read these cards from the book for some reason. I'm not even sure why. Here we go. When this card comes up, it's time for you to take stock of your situation. Where are you and where do you want to go? The new moon energy of this card suggests a restart, and the Virgo energy suggests you make that restart a clever one that's simple and well organized. Virgo also has a strong health aspect to it. So if you've been unwell, this card suggests that your health is on the up. Virgo loves clean eating and alternative therapies, so add these into your routines now. However you've been feeling. If a situation is blocked at the moment, it could be that you're overanalyzing things or being too critical. It's time to ask less what someone else can do for you and think more about what you can do for others. Interesting enough, my my light started flickering here. I'm not really sure why, but there is a lot of energy floating around here. So yes, thank you. The health. This has been coming up a lot for me, and people have been asking me because others are having aches and pains and just physical discomforts that may not even be fully diagnosed. Can't fully figure out what it is. Maybe you've gone to the doctor or had a chiropractor check you out or something, and even though they're saying, yeah, this could use a little adjustment or something, the pain isn't adding up. A lot of the things that have been coming to me is, and this is a practice that I always put into place for myself, but I hopefully in the future will be able to assist others with this as well. A whole well-rounded understanding that the physical vessel and the symptoms, we tend to only treat the symptoms and not fully understand why we have the symptoms to begin with. So we're talking mind, mental, what is stuck in your energy, what kind of, where are you stuck in the mind? Are you in this feedback loop, you constantly circle back around to the same thing and finding it hard to break through to the other side. Right now, the energy in our body is getting stuck in certain areas for a specific reason, to call attention to that. Although not many people in the Western culture practice whole body wellness. But that is definitely something that you can find practitioners that do so. But it is a time to give rather than take. Okay. Where do we want to go from here? Cosmic journey. Cosmic journey. Cosmic tarot. I hope everybody is doing well. Who has the message for the collective? Wow, okay. Eight of Cups was the first card to come out. So this is definitely the theme for many at this time, and finding it really difficult to break free from stuck emotions. As I was saying, certain emotions that get stuck in the body, stuck in the energetic field. This is dwelling and not being able to get past certain emotions that were hurtful, certain pains. This is also speaking of regret, feeling regretful and not really being able to see that there's still life, there's still potential there. He's dwelling over all of the cups that have spilled over and is neglecting to see that there still are many cups still standing. We have death. This is definitely something that we are all experiencing in one way, shape, or form here. Transformation, death of an old pattern, an old thought system, belief system, an old way of being, and transforming into a newer, more positive, more cleaner. I'm hearing cleaner for some. This could be death of just old emotional patterns that are causing stuck energy in the body, causing discomfort, disease, and pain. Death of, when we go through the spiritual awakenings, we go through our own grief process, which seems like a death. And it is stripping away old versions of self, old egoic versions of self. So this is death of, and it's not necessarily death of the ego, but it is definitely death of version, apart, which was more of a facade, more of a protection. The ego will tend to protect us from getting hurt, from having these hurts. But I feel like this is also realizing, there's a deep realization in the Eight of Cups with that sorrow and deep regret. There's a lot of regret here. There could be a lot of people that are realizing, you know, some of their addictive patterns and habits have not only affected themselves, but their loved ones. And this is what is coming to an end and what is changing. The Hanged Man. There's a lot of time alone. People are feeling the need to pull their energy back, pull into themselves because of the Eight of Cups. This is like deep grief and sorrow. And so as you're going through this transformative time, through the pain, through purging a lot of the old stuck energy, and this goes all the way back to our adolescence, our childhood even, that was not fully processed, is coming back up to the conscious mind and to the emotional body, and it is being felt. A lot of us have found ways to not fully go deep into those feelings, and some of those are through alcohol or drugs, or through really finding ways to suppress and repress these old stuck energies that really need to be, these are what are called insistent visitors in the mind, just constantly coming up. And it is important to really go through, allow them to flow through you, and so that you can release them. So that is what the Hangman is telling me, that people are actually now really going through the purge. And once you release, you have a whole new perspective, and there's enlightenment there. The Hangman is a little different from the Hermit. The Hermit is when we really intentionally put ourselves in, we take time for ourselves, where the Hangman is like, you can't help but, this is, the universe hangs you up. You can't help but go through this process because it's so painful not to. The emotion is extremely painful. The thoughts, the memories, the fears, the insecurities, the worry, the doubt, all of it. It becomes too much. Beautiful. King of Cups. So once we go through this process of purging and releasing, this is also telling me that many are going through what's known as the dark night of the soul, where suddenly what once seemed like, you know, your life and had meaning suddenly seems meaningless. Some deep truths also are being revealed for many, and their perspective on their situation, their relationships, their jobs, what you habitually do from day to day suddenly has no meaning, has no emotion to it, and it's just stagnant and lifeless. So when we go through this process of really like seeing things for how they truly are, it's a real hit to the ego, but the ego holds on and clings, and it's been doing that for a long time. But guess what? It is transforming. And once that does, the true essence, the true soul's essence is able to rise to the surface, and you get a taste of how you truly feel. Embody that. King of Cups, emotional intelligence, emotional awareness, understanding, and actually respecting and honoring your emotions. Loving the self. This is the completion of a cycle, wrapping up some deep karmic cycles. And that's what I was also getting as well. Seven of Swords. When the truth is finally, when the blinders, it's almost like a lot of people have been hypnotized into this state, because when we're given a choice in life but we don't take the choice that is meant for us, like that our soul urges us, that really feels like, yeah, this is how I really want to live life. But there's belief systems backing up the fear, the doubt, the worry, the insecurity, and just like, but that's not for me, that's not safe. We take that aspect of ourselves, which is a deep part of our soul, and we suppress it. We put it to the side and try to hide it and put on this facade. The ego takes hold and starts to play this other part to really survive and thrive in the life that the ego and the old conditioned patterned mind thinks is the safe way to live, is the only way to live or survive in life. However, you're really just playing a facade. And I think that realization, that light bulb has come on for many people. And that's where the truth is. It's just, you can't deny it. Suddenly you're like, I'm not happy. I try to make myself happy in so many different ways, and I try to make everybody else around me happy in so many different ways, and it's just not working. It's just not working, and now I'm regretting not taking the path that the universe had handed to me, maybe many, many years ago, maybe feeling like it's too late now. There's been a lot of battles, a lot of conflicts, 5 of Wands, needing to be right. This is the ego also, like not wanting to, there's a lot of pride here, not wanting to admit that I made a mistake, I was wrong. It's not really a mistake, honestly. Let me just tell you and whoever's listening, the ego, they're discoveries. So we actually do have to go through this, playing this role of who we are not, so that we can truly discover and embody who we are. So there may be a lot of conflict in the mind going on right now, although 5 of Wands is conflict externally. This is ego battles. These are people. You may be having fights with people right now because suddenly you're not seeing eye to eye. And maybe there are many who are really wanting to live their truth and embody their truth now. And suddenly, you know, family or friends or coworkers that you may have like been, for all intensive purposes, playing a role or a part for, when you stop playing that part, when you start to become your true self, they don't like it. And they're going to fight back. They're going to fight you back. But guess what? We've got the Chariot. So many people are pushing forward with their new found true selves. Not knowing exactly where you're going, there's definitely fear of the unknown, fear of losing. Fear of, this is poverty. This is survival. Fear of having to go back into survival mode because I'm suddenly, I want to live my truth. I want to embody the true me. I may not know exactly where I'm going or how that's going to be, but I know that this is not it. This is not it. So that unknown of, I'm not sure what I want to do or how I want to do it, there's a real fear that's coming up for people. But the Chariot's telling me that they're going anyway. Bottom of the deck, 6 of Swords. Yeah, because something within the mind, the thought process, there's been an ego death. So within the mental sphere, within the mind, things make much more sense. And suddenly, also, life starts to become alive and the heart chakra is open. So we're seeing what it is that what our true desires are, basically. What our true desires are. And that can be quite shocking, the Tower. Can be quite shocking. Can be quite shocking for many. But 2 of Wands is telling me that many who I'm reading for are ready to take that step into the next phase of life and really overcome that ego, overcome the fears, overcome the doubts, overcome the worries, strength. Finding the strength, finding the courage to tame that ego and maybe the outside chatter that is feeding the ego. Definitely some time, that is taking some time to really soul search deep within and feel for it. Get a feeling for what it is that lights you up. A lot of times people are always asking, like, I don't know why I'm here, what I'm meant to be doing, what my purpose is, what my mission is. Well, you just ask yourself, what is it that like has me come alive? And a lot of times it also has to do with things that we've overcome ourselves. Our deepest pains and traumas turn into, when we have overcome them, turn into our wisdom, our strength, our deep knowing, our understanding. New belief systems are forming. Okay. Well, that was a lot. Let's see. All right, we're going to pull a couple. I don't want to make this a very long video. I didn't think it was going to be that. I mean, this is actually everything that's been coming to me. It just came out into the cards, which it always does. But yes, this is definitely, I did bring the Mythic Tarot, which speaks of the journey, the awakening journey as well. But I'm really called to these Syrian Starseed cards right now. So this is what's going on for many. And as you're journeying through this transformation and going through, you know, you're transitioning from one version of yourself to another and really letting go of old patterns, old belief systems, old addictions, and letting go of materialistic things. Sometimes we do have to leave a home or leave a job. It depends. Everybody's situation is different. It depends on how far you took that part that you were playing, you know. I know for myself, I took it pretty far. I had to leave everything when I had my awakening. All right, on the floor. I have a lot of energy running through my body right now. Okay. Ace of Chalices. The heart, radiating love, right? That's follow the heart. Follow what has your heart overflowing with joy and happiness. Each and every one of us has the ability to tap into this. And when you're going through the awakening journey, usually that is what is calling to you. The Ace of Cups, the Ace of Chalices is what speaks louder to you than anything else. We also are given opportunities to be pulled back into the old way. But at this point, after you've gone through, once you've really gone through the death process truly and haven't fought it, there's no going back. Once you see certain ways of life and how you've been living life, you cannot unsee it. Two of Crystals. There's where I feel like the collective is, many in the collective are right now. And you see the yin yang, two of crystals. This is the duality of us, of life. And yes, once you see, you cannot go back. Now there are still aspects, there are still parts, there's still an ego that's suddenly it's like, I don't feel comfortable in the unknown. I want to go back into the old familiar, and you may try, and then you come to find out that you come to find out more truths of like, Oh, I really know where I do not belong anymore. Oh, I really know who I am not anymore. This is where the Eight of Cups is showing me that there's a lot of remorse and regret in maybe how we've behaved in the past, or how we've just put ourselves in situations that really tricky, sticky situations that are not the most comfortable to get out of. Okay. Three of Orbs. Look at that lightning bolt. See, it's almost like a lightning bolt has struck down and the light is beginning to show through. You cannot deny it anymore. Once you see, you cannot unsee. Wow, we have alchemy. So there is definitely an alchemical process happening right now for many people in the collective. We have higher self as well. Higher self is taking hold, and this is a metamorphosis of the shadow, and bringing light into the shadow. Higher self is your soul self, your true self, maybe even getting in touch, I have the chills, in touch with or understanding that you have spirit guides. Maybe you're seeing a lot of number sequences and things that you just cannot make up, right? That's because we live in, there's so much more to this world than what we were believing in the past, or trying to believe, to keep up with the Joneses, to be part of the status quo, to be what the ego mind's like, this is the safe way, this is what everybody else is doing. Well, that is changing. Now there's a fire that's lit, and that passion, look at that passion, that desire, that magic, it takes hold of you. It takes hold of you. Oh my gosh. And we have starseed, and maybe even having some of the ancestors come through, realizing that we are made of the same thing as the stars. We are made of the stars. We are the stars. And there's a lot of cosmic connections going on. And maybe there's like some of the disclosure about the UFOs and all that may have woken some people up as well. Master of Crystals. This is a mastery of self-actualization and realization. Wow. Okay, we're going to wrap this one up with the Starseed Oracle. There's a message in here for us all. And I'm going to ask all of you who are watching, if you are liking this video, please give it a like, thumbs up, click that thumbs up button. I hate asking, but it seems as though it is an important aspect on YouTube. So I appreciate all of you who do. And if you're not subscribed, please subscribe. And feel free to comment. I love reading all your comments. Okay. And I am still open for personal readings. I am traveling a bit this week too, so I have some time blocked out. I'm going to start offering some new options as far as recorded readings, personal readings as well. They're not up on the website yet, but I hope to get that done tomorrow. But if you're interested in a personal reading, you can book that through my website, which is BeTheChange333.com. And that information is also in the description box below this video. So let's get one last message for us all, please. Just want to peek at it. Perspective. Perspective really wanted to pop out, so we're going to take that. Okay. And that's it. That's what changes. It's all in perspective, right? And when we suddenly are not trapped in the same feedback loop of the mind, and we're ushered out into our higher self or our higher mind, our perspective changes. And that's why you cannot go back. Once you know, once you see, you can try. But it's really You just can't. You can't. So we also have double mission, which is light worker, starseed, serve the world by being you. So this may be for many of you who are still questioning, like, well, what am I supposed to, what do I do? What do I do now? We're going to read perspective first. None of this matters. Zoom out. Common ground. Take a step back and look at the bigger picture of your life. Step away from the blinkered vision and reactive frame of mind of me against them. Change your perspective. Shift your point of view and zoom out, out, out. We are but a speck of dust in the universe, yet we think everything revolves around us. We see the planet as ours to own and conquer, pillaging the land and setting ourselves up for eventual extinction. We build fences and walls and create invisible borders. Mother Earth doesn't need us to survive, but we need her. It's time to wake up. A new perspective is urgently needed. We become so lost in our individual experience that we don't realize that most of the things that keep us awake at night are actually distractions. We're wasting our precious time and resources fighting each other when we should be coming together to heal what's been severed. This moment is a breath in the timeline of your life. This life is a fleeting moment in the tapestry of your soul's experience. Your soul's experience is a flash in the timeline of the known universe. And the known universe is a grain of sand in the unknown universe. Take a moment to see the bigger picture, to find common ground, to find deep compassion in your heart, to gain a greater perspective of humanity in this fleeting moment in the timeline of your soul's existence, in the timeline of all that is, was, and ever will be. And it is so important, and this is why we're going through such a tremendous collective awakening at this time, is because if you take a look around, if you zoom all the way out and see it from a much greater perspective, which is starting to become more understood by more, a great change has got to be made by humanity at large for this planet to continue to survive. We cannot continue to keep going on the way that we have been going on blindly and overlooking the most important aspect is that we are all here to learn to get out of what we have been born into and unify, come together in unity and heal heal from the patriarchy, heal from the abuse, the slavery, all of it. If we don't get out and we take the blinders off soon, we're just doomed to continue to repeat. History repeats itself if we don't move away, if we don't change. So we're going to read double mission. Light worker starseeds are mission and purpose oriented. Many have the feeling that time's running out and there's something they came here to do, create, or contribute. They're here to grow as souls individually, which is an individual mission, and also to contribute to the planet in some action-oriented way, collective mission. Their collective mission is often answered through a career calling or by devoting their life to something bigger. Until they remember their collective mission, it can feel as if something's missing or that they're forgetting something important. It's common for light worker starseeds to feel that they're different, and they may carry soul memories of being visible or sharing their voice. As such, they may protect themselves by dimming their light in order to fit in, or by spending time in some sort of closet, such as the spiritual closet. If you pull this card, you're being called to remember your collective mission and step into it even more fully. You're being reminded that your role as a light worker is to light up the world with your presence. This doesn't have to be a great big thing or decision you need to make. You also don't need to have a great big plan. If you resonate with being a light worker, all you need to do is work out what lights you up, your passions and joys, and keep doing that. When you trust and follow the simple path of things that light you up, and then lose yourself in doing, you'll light up the world without even trying. And that's exactly what I was saying. Whatever lights you up, your passion. That's just reiterated exactly what I'm saying. As far as like, don't worry about, I feel like I've been missing something, or I haven't been forgiving I don't know what I'm supposed to give. You're supposed to give yourself love and radiate love and find and everybody knows what personally lights you up. It can be as simple as animals, not simple, animals are amazing. Animals, children, just joy, happiness, the earth, giving a smile to some stranger that may have really needed to have somebody smile at them or say hello. Those are the things that are so much needed in this world. So that is the message, and that is the reading for this full moon in Aquarius energy. I hope that you guys get something out of this. I certainly have, and I'm sending out so much love. Take care. Bye.